ladies and gentlemen, once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking sports betting Mexican Miguel Magallon. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, it's the president, it's the founder, it's the motherfucking CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the motherfucking sports betting podcast. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you all of my motherfucking early leans. I'm going to give you all of my early plays. And I'm going to give you all of my early motherfucking NFL parlays. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to break apart and break down every motherfucking play of the Week 7 NFL motherfucking season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what I'm about to say next. Ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. It's time to get the pins and the motherfucking pads, because the motherfucking sports betting Mexican is about to pipe that sportsbook's fat ass. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, without further ado, let's break this motherfucking parlay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do what it do. Yay, yay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so last week had a pretty good week in the NFL season. I think I went like 11-5 or 12-4 or some shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been smacking the motherfucking books all season long up in this bitch, just piping them down, piping them the fuck down, raw dog, doggy style, balls deep in that motherfucking sports book pussy. So, ladies and gentlemen, guess what we're going to do this week? We're going to run a train and run that shit right the fuck back on that sportsbook's pussy. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, without further delay, let's get this shit started. Yay, yay! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with the Thursday night football game, Thursday night football action. We got the we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going at it on Thursday night football against the motherfucking Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Flacco back in the motherfucking room. This motherfucker's been everywhere. This dude travels the world and goes through NFL locker rooms faster than a Kim Kardashian and a fucking Cardi B, if you ask me. See, this motherfucker been piping down teams. Every uniform, every jersey, every stadium, every team, every locker room. This motherfucker been run through that shit. Telling you, he's another fucking Cardi B if you ask me. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, congrats to Joe Flacco. Glad he found another fucking pinche team. I always thought Shadur Sanders should start over him, but that's just me. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going at the Cincinnati Bengals. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get the motherfucking Pittsburgh Steelers, not on the spread, but on the motherfucking money line. And later on, I might even put them on the motherfucking parlay. You'll have to wait and see. But first things first, let me get them on the motherfucking money line, minus 250. I'm probably going to parlay that shit with something, or I might just take them straight up. Haven't decided yet. These are just my early leans. I do think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win, not because they have the world's greatest offense, because the Cincinnati Bengals have a shitty ass defense. These bitches couldn't stop a nosebleed. These guys are just awful, garbage, caca, basura. These guys are fucking chaos on defense. So I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to put up 21, maybe 28 on that ass. I do think Joe Flacco will score some points. The Steelers defense is good, but it's not elite. I don't know what the fuck happened with TJ Watt lately. He has not been penetrating, if you ask me. And so I think Joe Flacco in this offense, they are going to put up some points with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and the crew. I think Joe Flacco is going to say fuck it, and he's just going to chuck it balls deep. And, he's going to try to do what he can do. So I am going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I'm going to take them on the money line, and I'm going to parlay the money line too, también way. I might have an insurance bet on this game. The insurance bet on this game is simple. I would take the Cincinnati Bengals plus 200 and parlay that shit with the over 44.5. Because again, I think their defense is so sorry. I think it's so ass. I think it's been so shitty all season. Honestly, last season too. I feel like if the Bengals are going to win this game, they're going to have to drop 28 to 35 on that ass. because I feel like the Steelers against this shitty ass defense is going to put up 21-28 themselves. I don't think this is going to be a low scoring game. If the Bengals win, it's going to have to be in a shootout because their defense can't stop a nosebleed. So I like the Cincinnati Bengals plus 200 parlayed with over 24.5 because again, I don't think you're going to hold the Pittsburgh Steelers to under 21 using this ass defense, especially when what's his name, Hendrickson or whatever, he's looking to get traded by the deadline soon too. So he's basically halfway out the locker room. Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to lose this game, but if they win, if you want to have an insurance bet on this bitch, I would take Bengals plus 200, parlay that shit with the over 44.5 because the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to score over 21 points against this sorry-ass defense. Against any other defense, they're probably just going to score 17-21, but against this shitty-ass defense, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to put 28 on that ass, at least. Because the Bengals are so fucking sorry on defense. The only way they win is a shootout. So give me the Bengals plus 200 and parlay that shit with over 44.5. That shit should get you what? 4-1, 5-1 odds. That's a good insurance bet for the rest of the week. But I'm probably going to parlay the Pittsburgh Steelers with something too this week. More on that in just a minute. But Steelers, early lean. Next up, Rams at Jaguars, one of those bitch-ass London games that no one really gives a fuck about, no one gives a shit about. Ain't nobody gonna wake up at 6 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. Fuck that shit. I'll just wake up at 9 or 10 and just look at the score real quick. Fuck these teams. Trevor Lawrence is overrated to me. I've never believed in him as a QB. I think he wins enough games in the regular season to keep his job. He kind of reminds me of Derek Carr low-key, where they win enough games in the regular season to keep their jobs, get another contract extension, make the franchise and management believe in them. If they just had enough supporting cast around them, they would get more opportunities. Shut the fuck up. Derek Carr has always been garbage. He was never the truth. He was never elite. He was never a top 5, top 10 QB in the league, except maybe 1 or 2 years, but that's really it if you ask me. Trevor Lawrence is the same thing. I don't look at Trevor Lawrence as a top 5 QB. I don't even know if he's a top 10 QB, honestly. You know, is Trevor Lawrence a top 10 QB in the NFL right now? Because I got to be honest, I feel like I take Jaden Daniels over him. I feel like I take Caleb Williams right now over him. I feel like I for sure take Dak Prescott, who has no defense, over him. Can't believe I'm saying that shit. I feel like there's a few QBs out there. Honestly, I would take Sam Darnold over Trevor Lawrence. I'm not really sure there's a huge line of separation. So I don't know. You know, I'm definitely going to take, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, people like that. But like I said, I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 QB in this league. I mean, I'll take Jared Goff over him. I'll take Matthew Stafford over him. Shit, I might even fuck around and take Brock Purdy over him. Again, I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence is a bad QB. I'm just not sure he's elite. Can any of you really convince me that Trevor Lawrence is an elite QB? Like, is he really top 5? Not really. I mean, he's alright. He's okay, but he ain't like that. He ain't like that. He's just alright. He's a 6, 7, 8 out of 10 on his best day. So with that being said, I don't give a fuck about this London game. Fuck the London games. They're all overrated as fuck to me. I don't know why we're playing over there. I'd watch it if the game was in fucking Mexico or some shit. You know what I mean? Out there in TJ low key, might pull up and watch that shit. If they had some games in fucking Mexico or even El Salvador or you know what I mean? Some shit like that. I might tune into that shit. But London? Nobody give a fuck about the Brits. Fuck the Brits. They got their own motherfucking issues. So with that being said, fuck the Jaguars. Give me the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams. I'm going to take Matthew Stafford. I'm going to take McVay. I'm going to take this offense. I feel like they're hitting on all cylinders. I feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do lately. Jaguars, they're okay. I feel like they just beat up on a lot of shitty-ass teams, but I don't think the Jaguars themselves are an elite team. I like the Rams in this game. Give me the Rams overseas, minus 3.5. I don't know if I'll take the over 3.5 because I hate the fucking hook on that bitch. I might do the money line parlay on this bitch. I might take the Steelers and the Rams, minus 200 and minus 150, 180. That should give me close to even money. And like I said, I'll take the a small insurance bet with the Bengals plus 200 and over 44.5. That should give me 4-1, 5-1 odds on that bitch. I'm not sure if I need an insurance bet on the Rams and Jags game. I just feel like I really love the Rams. Fuck the Jags in this game. So yeah, that's kind of my play right now. There you go. Set in stone. Moving on. We got the New Orleans Saints going at it with the motherfucking Chicago Bears out there in Chicago. Chi-town, that's how we get down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take the Bears. I don't like Spencer Rattler. I never liked Spencer Rattler. I don't fuck with Spencer Rattler. Man, fuck Spencer Rattler. I feel like the Saints should have drafted Shadur instead. Instead, they got this bitch at QB. And he's alright. But he don't look special if you ask me. Like, I don't look at Spencer Rattler and be like, ooh, the Saints finally got a new QB. Fuck, no. He's worse than Derek Carr if you ask me. I should have just stuck with that puto. Shit, fuck the bullshit, B. So, yeah, give me the fucking Chicago Bears. This game's probably going to get rigged anyways because everyone wants to see Caleb Williams make it to the postseason. And he got Ben Johnson as his fucking HC, his head coach now. Oh, my God. Ay, Dios mío. Black and white people working well again. Get the fuck out of here. This shit's rigged as fuck if you ask me. Give me the Bears on the motherfucking money line. I'll probably parlay that shit with something too. Next up, moving on. Dolphins at Browns. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the Browns 2.5. Is it still 2.5? How the fuck is it only 2.5? It's going to get pushed up to 3. Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the motherfucking Browns right now, 2.5. Let me lock that shit in. Fuck Hawk Tua. Y'all know how I feel about Hawk Tua. I don't give a fuck about Hawk Tua. I never thought he was a good QB. I never thought he should have got that max contract extension. I never thought he should be a top 5 paid QB in the league right now. This motherfucker sucks. He's garbage. He's ass. His leadership is non-existent. And he's a motherfucking bitch at that. Man, fuck the Dolphins. I can't stand Hawk Tua, man. This motherfucking bitch, dude. I'm telling you, he's the only player, he's the only QB in NFL history that can make Tyreek Hill look like he's slow. Because every time he throws the ball with his little weedy ass arm, Tyreek Hill has to stop, get a sip of coffee, sit down, read a book somewhere like AJ Brown's bitch ass be doing, and then run back to the football. Because Hawk Tua ain't got an arm for shit. He got a little weenie ass pistol shooter. Pew pew. This motherfucker's soft, man. Talking about all players don't show up to the players meeting. Nobody respects me. Nobody respects my authority. Shut the fuck up. Sounding like a little bitch out there. And you're the QB. You're the franchise. You're the leader of the offense. Sound more like a side bitch if you ask me. He didn't show up from home on time. Shut the fuck up. Anyways. Give me the Browns. I don't even like Gabriel. Fuck Dylan Gabriel. Shadur Sanders should be the QB of the team. You know, low-key, I hope he gets cut or I hope he gets traded so he could actually end up with someone who actually fucking appreciates him. Fuck the Cleveland Browns. Fuck Dylan Gabriel. Fuck Stefanski. Fuck their whole organization. They ain't been the same since Baker Mayfield left. Now that's saying something. So with that being said, let me get the Browns though. I just hate Hawk Tua even more. I think Myles Garrett is gonna eat. I think he's gonna feast. He's gonna have himself some Hawaiian barbecue on Sunday. He gonna fucking feast on that shit. I'm telling you, this offense is ass. Give me the motherfucking Browns. They're just gonna run the football anyways. Score a little 14, 17 points. Win the game 17-0. Fuck the Dolphins, bro. Moving on. By the way, 2.5. Lock that shit in now. All right, moving on. Who else we got? Pats at Titans. I'm going to go ahead and take the Titans on this one. Actually, no. Damn, Patriots. All right, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'll take the Patriots on this game, but only on a teaser. I don't know who I'm going to tease it with yet. I'm going to have to find a team to tease it with. Maybe I tease it with that Steelers game. Nah, I want to leave that alone. I want the Steelers and Ram games to be parlayed with each other. So that way, by the time the 10 o'clock game starts, that ticket's already cashed and I can kind of roll over that bankroll and add it to the existing bankroll. So I don't want to touch the Steelers Rams game. I'm gonna tease this shit with something. I might end up teasing the Patriots game -6.5 with the fucking Chiefs game, which is what, 12.5. If I can get a 6.5 point teaser and then get the Patriots as a pick'em and then get the Chiefs at -6, -6.5, I might do some shit like that. You know what? I'm gonna do some shit like that. Book that shit. Let me get Patriots as a pick'em and tease that shit with the Chiefs -6, -6.5. I love that shit. Give me that. I like Cam Ward. I don't think there's a problem with Cam Ward. I've seen a few Tennessee Titan games this season. I feel like Cam Ward is throwing the ball right into their fucking face mask, and these bitches just can't catch anything. I think the wide receivers from Tennessee Titans are ass. I think they're trash. And I think I said this before, but I'll say it again tonight. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to get that wide receiver from Alabama. I forgot his name. But if you guys watch college football, there's a wide receiver over there at Alabama. He might end up being the number 2 or 3 pick in the entire country. He's the best wide receiver in college football right now. At least maybe number 2 best college wide receiver. I think that's who they're going to draft. I know the offensive line is ass and the defense is mediocre at best, but these wide receivers are super ass, super trash, and should all be cut from the fucking offense. I think they're going to draft the number 1 wide receiver in the entire fucking country, and they're going to give him to Cam Ward, and then next year he's going to take off, just like Joe Burrow did when they drafted Jamar Chase in the draft after him. So let me get the Titans to lose this one, Patriots as a pick'em, and then let me get the Chiefs at -6, -6.5. I think the Chiefs are going to rape the Raiders. They're going to destroy the Raiders. They're going to murder the Raiders. They're going to annihilate the Raiders. I think they're going to embarrass the Raiders. And that's why this isn't a primetime game, because this shit's about to get ugly. 42-0 in the fucking making. I'm going to have a lot of bets on the Raiders, a lot of teasers, and a lot of motherfucking parlays. I love this fucking Chiefs beating the Raiders. I think they're going to fucking obliterate them. 48-0. That's my official prediction. All right, moving on. Eagles at Vikings. I'm going to go ahead and take the underdog in this one. Philly's favored by -1.5. I'm going to take the Vikings on the money line, +110, +115. I know Carson Wentz is starting for the Minnesota Vikings. I know he wants some payback against a team who cut him. Honestly, Carson Wentz's career has never been the same ever since the injury. Doesn't help that Nick Foles ended up getting the Super Bowl victory without him, while he was still on the motherfucking team. I feel like that really hurt his career and hurt his, trajectory. I think it would have been better if the Philadelphia Eagles had lost that championship to the bitch-ass Patriots with Tom Brady, because, I think then he could have came back the next season and said, yeah, y'all can't win it without me. Y'all need me. But because they did it with Nick Foles, a motherfucking backup quarterback, then they fucking trade him and cut him, and then they end up winning more fucking Super Bowls without him. I mean, sheesh. I'm telling you, Carson Wentz, his career ain't been the same since that fucking Super Bowl victory. So I think he wants a little payback. I think he wants a little vengeance. I think Vikings may have the better team. I do think the Eagles got the better quarterback and the better running back, but I think the Vikings at home, I think they're going to get the job done, and I think they're going to pull off the motherfucking victory, especially coming off a motherfucking bye week. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get the Vikings money line. All right, next up, Panthers at Jets. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take another underdog on this one. Panthers, just like the Eagles, favored by -1.5. Let me get the home underdog, +105, +110, +115. Let me get the Jets to win the first game of the year. I like Bryce Young, but I don't really like Bryce Young. I don't really fuck with Bryce Young. Like, he seems like a good kid, seems like a good guy. I just feel like he's too small to play quarterback in this league. And I don't think the Jets are going to go 0-17 this season. I think the Jets are eventually going to get a fucking victory, and it wouldn't be surprised if it went against the fucking Panthers, a team that no one really gives a fuck about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get the Jets. I think the Jets are going to win 2 or 3 games this season. Maybe they only win 1, but this will be the one that they could win. They might win, and I think they're going to pull it off finally. Again, I don't think the Jets are going to lose all 17 games this season. I think they're going to get at least 1, and this might be the only one. So let me get the Jets +1 and 105, 110, 115. That's 2 underdogs for you. All right, next up, Giants at Broncos. Let me get the fucking Broncos -7.5. Let me get a teaser on that bitch. I'll probably tease this game also with the Chiefs game. Again, I'm getting the Chiefs -6, -6.5. Let me get the motherfucking Denver Broncos, basically at -1, -1.5, depending what kind of teaser you get. But I'm going to try to get a 6.5 to 7 point teaser. So I'm probably going to end up getting the Broncos -1. I like the Broncos -1 with the motherfucking Kansas City Chiefs. I like that motherfucking teaser if you ask me. I do like the Giants though. I just don't like them in Denver Bronco country. I think the atmosphere is going to fucking kill them. I like Bo Nix here. I think he'll get the job done. Let me get the fucking Broncos -1. All right, next up, Colts at Chargers. This is an interesting one. I want to know if Joe Alt is going to start. Their starting left tackle, the one they drafted with the number 2, 3 overall pick in the draft. Man, this one's tough, man. This one's really fucking tough. I think I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts. Chargers are favored by -1.5. Let me get Indy +110, 1 +15. Let me get the Colts on this one. I'm taking a lot of small underdogs this weekend. That's funny. Crazy. All right, Commanders at Washington. Once again, let me get Washington. I think Washington's favored. Yeah, Washington's favored in this one, -1.5. I'll take Washington -1.5. Fuck the Cowboys. I think they're just going to keep falling this season. Next up, Packers at Cardinals. Same thing, Packers -6.5. Let me get a 6.5 point teaser. And then let me get the Packers as a pick 'em against the Cardinals. And then get that with the Chiefs. I love that teaser too, if you ask me. So Chiefs -6.5, Packers as a pick 'em. Boom. Next up, Falcons at 49ers. Man, 49ers just be dealing with a shit ton of motherfucking injuries, but they find a way to pull it off. I don't know how. I don't understand this shit. Like, I just don't get it. Now they don't got Fred Warner the rest of the season, no Bosa the rest of the season. They say Kittle's gonna come back. They say Ayuk's gonna come back. But I mean, sheesh, these motherfuckers got injuries out the ass. And so for that reason and that reason only, let me get Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons. Let me get them +110, one +115. Next up, Buccaneers, Lions, back-to-back Monday night showdown. Let me get the Buccaneers to beat the Lions, +210. That's probably going to be my biggest underdog bet right there, +210. Let me get the Buccaneers to beat the motherfucking Lions. Buccaneers dealing with a shit ton of injuries too, but these motherfuckers are nonstop action. And the Lions, low-key, they got that ass whoop last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they want some payback, but man, I am telling you, there is something about Baker Mayfield this season. I think he just might win the MVP. Give me the Bucks on prime time, Monday Night Football. Bucks +210 if you ask me. And then last but not least, the motherfucking Texans going at it at Seattle. Seattle's favored by -3.5. I'm not scared of the hook on this one. Let me get Seattle -3.5. I think they're going to win the game, and I think they're going to cover the spread. The Texans got 2 wins this season. Who the fuck did they beat? I know they beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson. Who was the other fucking victory? Oh, and they beat the Titans. Man, fuck the Titans, man. What'd I just tell y'all? Garbage-ass wide receiver. They're going to draft the number 1 wide receiver in the country. I'm telling you that right now. So with that being said, yeah, give me the motherfucking Seahawks. This is a step up in play. I like the Seahawks at home, 12th man, Seattle. They're going to run the shit out the football. C.J. Stroud's been looking like ass all year. His offensive line is still fucking trash. Give me the Seahawks on this one. Monday Night Football, Sam Darnold. I like him here. So yeah, those are my plays. I got Steelers, I got Rams, I got Bears, I got Browns, I got Patriots, I got Chiefs, I got Vikings, I got Jets, I got Broncos, I got Colts, I got Commanders, I got Packers, I got Falcons, I got Bucks, and I got the motherfucking Seahawks. Those are my plays, those are my early leans, and those are some of the motherfucking money line parlays and all of the 7-point and 6.5 point teasers that I'm going to take a look at this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are profiting. I hope you guys got a fat ass bankroll. I hope you guys enjoy your motherfucking, season. And I hope you guys been enjoying this podcast. Once again, all my plays are 100% free, 100% transparent, and 100% documented for the world to motherfucking see. I post everything in the description box. I let you guys know all of my wins, all of my losses, all of my teasers, all of my parlays, all of my straight bets, and all of my money line bets. Ladies and gentlemen, I put it all out there for the world to fucking see. I hope you guys appreciate that shit. I hope you guys respect that shit. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep pushing this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, every single week, brick by brick, ticket by ticket, teaser by teaser, and parlay after motherfucking parlay. We're going to keep piping the books all sports books season long, all NFL season long. We got some NBA plays on the way, some MMA plays on the way, and then early next year, we're going to kick it off with some fucking boxing plays también. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. We got Ryan Garcia coming back to take on Devin Haney's bitch ass. We got motherfucking Tank Davis going against one of those stupid ass brothers that are always on fucking Netflix and shit. We're going to see what happens with Canelo Alvarez. We're going to see what happens with Jamal Crawford. We're going to see, I heard Manny Pacquiao's going to come back next year. También way. There's a lot of fucking bets in MMA, UFC, boxing, NBA, college football, professional football, shit. I might even throw some fucking soccer and tennis and hockey plays next season. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep piping these books down all motherfucking season. And when we do, we're going to take what? The motherfucking profits and roll that shit into the motherfucking markets. And we're going to buy everything we see. Stocks, cryptos, fucking everything. And we're going to keep compounding our money each and every single week. Because at the end of the day, what do I say, ladies and gentlemen? Inflation is never going to go away. Prices will never go back to where they were before the pandemic started. They're never going to go back to 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, or 2019 fucking prices. Not food prices, not gas prices, not home prices, not rent prices, and not car prices. Everything is always going to get expensive over time as long as governments around the world keep printing that motherfucking money. So that's why we got to keep investing, we got to keep stacking, we got to keep compounding, and we got to keep flipping our motherfucking profits and banking our fucking portfolios, homie. Because ladies and gentlemen, life is chess, not checkers, and you got to understand how to balance that shit, homie. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening, thank y'all for riding, and thank y'all for subscribing to the one, the only, the motherfucking sports betting Mexican. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time. Yay, yay!